Hey guys, we're going to jump right into distance in the coordinate plane. So when we're talking about distance, remember before when we were talking about positive and negative numbers and opposites? So if we're talking about distance, we were talking about absolute value, like the absolute value of positive 1 is 1 space. The absolute value of negative 1, the distance from 0, is 1 space. But now we're going to be talking about distance in the coordinate plane because it could be in all 4 quadrants. So points are located in reference to the x-axis and the y-axis. And ordered pairs are always named x, then y. Don't forget, Miss Madera always says, find your elevator first, and then you decide whether to go up or down. It is possible to find the length of a horizontal and vertical line. I'm writing these right on top of the words. Horizontal means left and right. Vertical means up and down. One way you can find the length is by plotting points, drawing the line, and counting the length. Miss Madera does this strategy most often. I just literally look at the 2 dots and I count the number of spaces they are away from each other depending on where they are in the coordinate plane. You can find the length of any vertical or horizontal line in the coordinate plane by using the coordinates of the endpoints. The endpoints of horizontal lines have the same y coordinates. Coordinates is talking about like the ordered pair, this up here. So if it is a horizontal line, meaning it's going from left and right, their y ones are going to be the same. And then they're going to have different x coordinates. To find the distance between the endpoints of a horizontal line, you can subtract the x coordinates. The endpoints of vertical lines have the same x coordinates and different y. So just like we notice, if they have the same y and different x's, you need to subtract the x's from each other. If they have the same x's and different y's, guess what? You need to find the difference between the y coordinates. Now the way they have worded this, it's very wordy, there's a lot going on here, but it's easier for me to just show you. So let's take a look at these first. I'm going to zoom out. This first one right here. So we have positive 4, positive 3. Got to find my elevator, 4, and then I'm going to go up, 1, 2, 3. And then the other endpoint, so this is where you're going to write this down, where you start and where you end. Well, I guess you can end on both, but you're going to draw a line and you're going to connect these two. So I have my first one, positive 4, positive 3, and now I'm going to put the end point, positive 4, positive 8, so all the way up here. So see, their x coordinates are the same. So because those are the same, I'm going to focus on their y coordinates that are different. So I have 8 minus 3 equals 5. I know that was really challenging, but I believe in you. So the last thing you have to do is you don't just say 5, you would label your answer as 5 units. You also could have just counted from each endpoint, which is Miss Madera's preferred strategy, is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I point out one more thing? When you're counting on a coordinate grid, please be careful that you don't count this, you count the first, you count every line you run into, every intersection. So you don't start here and go 1, 2, you start, then once you move, you're counting the number of units between them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units. All right, let's try one more. So now I have 2, positive 1. So positive 2, up 1. Positive 9, up 1. Positive 9, up 1. So now their y coordinates are the same. If I want to know the length, how far apart, what is the distance between this point and the other, I have 2 and 9 are what's different. So I'm going to put 9 minus 2 equals 7. And I label it 7 units. Or you can do Miss Madera's preferred method and just count the number of spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At the very bottom of your notes, make sure you add in that you can find the area and perimeter of polygons by finding the lengths inside on a coordinate plane. We'll see an extension activity we might do is looking at geometric shapes and finding its sides and its area, how many squares fill the shape. But for now, we're just going to practice finding the distance between two different points. On the back, you're going to get started on group work. You're going to find the length with the following points. If you need to get another piece of paper, like a grid paper like this, and make a coordinate grid to help you, that would be a great idea. You could also continue to use the one on your notes if that would help. Or you can use the strategy, like on this one. I have my x coordinates 0, my y coordinate 4, my x coordinate 0, my y coordinate 9. So since there isn't a coordinate grid on this problem, I'm going to use the other strategy they taught, that we're going to look at the two different ones. The y coordinates are different, and then subtract them. 9 minus 4 is 5. They are 5 units apart. All right, go ahead and work on these other problems and make sure you get a check before moving on in your book, and then you make it started.